in Lagos, Edo, Abuja, Enugu, etc., etc. But I'm sure my colleagues didn't say it on our news, did they? No, they didn't. You didn't hear that on Nigeria Info News, even though I work here. But I will tell you myself. Yes, lots of other news agencies, lots of other news publications carried it. Yeah, don't ask. It is what it is. So yes, it's been extremely busy. It also coincided with Senator Natasha Akpoti's appearance at the United Nations IPU Interparliamentary Union, right? There's a lot going on as a woman, and even if you're a man, you must be feeling, you must have questions, you must be wondering the whys. I know there has been guests on Jimmy Disu's show, I think, and I may have even seen one on Kofi's show, I think, if I remember rightly. Yes, I do follow other people's shows, because that's what you do, isn't it? That's what you do. That's what you do. It was interesting to hear what some of the guests were saying, but a great deal has been lost in translation now because it's become, what's the word, not so much convoluted. Lines have been blurred and everything is collapsing into each other. And yesterday, and a few other publications have been invited. I was invited to speak and stuff, and like I said, voice. In fact, I was supposed to be on the IT and I had to say no because honestly I really was too tired. That's Purple Women Foundation and other women's groups had a petition out. And this petition is still out. You will see it on change.org. It's a petition demanding for an independent investigation, irrespective of whether you believe Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan or you don't. There is a petition on change.org. Incidentally, I'm not even sure. I have to check it. Perhaps we're on 20,000 now. The last time I checked, we're on 18,700 or something. Yes, quite impressive because it took about a week. So yes, that's what's been going on in my life. As I always give you guys what I've been up to in the last week. There's still a lot going on in that space. And here's the thing. The initiative which I came up with called WAN, which is WAAN, which is We Are All Natasha, is not necessarily about Senator Natasha Akpoti. What has happened to her is merely a catalyst for a campaign, demands the struggle of women's rights and especially women's participation in the political space that's been going on for decades. So, as it happened to her, because hers also, by providence, happened to even happen around March, which is International Women's Month, it became more pronounced. Okay, what it did was it pivoted our campaign to, sort of levels that we had been wanting it to get to. It brought it to the face of everybody and made it a talking point again. Personally, I don't buy into the every, sort of once every year we talk about this throughout March and it's forgotten. And I can assure you, neither do a lot of the women's groups that I work with, that we collaborate with, that I'm part of. So we have a huge, massive group where there are over 300-400 women's groups on there that's represented. A lot of them have been working on this for decades. They continue to work on it, whether it's March or not. So it's something they do throughout the year. So, did you hear Senator Natasha Akpoti's presentation to the United Nations? Where are my phone numbers? All right. To the United Nations. What were your thoughts when you heard it? What did you think? What do you think about what she said? The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has already come out and he said, and I saw this, yesterday or today, he said that Senator Akpoti Uduaghan was dragging Nigerians to use a social media language, that she embarrassed Nigeria or something to that effect. Do you agree with him? Because I didn't see her mention Nigerians. I heard her mention his name. But perhaps you disagree. Perhaps you feel that that issue, that she shouldn't have gone to the United Nations. If you think so, do call me on 0201 277 0993 or 0201 465 7190. Call me and let me know why you think she shouldn't have gone there. And if you think she should have gone there, if you think that her giving that presentation, stating her case, taking her case to the United Nations, because incidentally, so this week, it's ending today, by the way, this week is it's traditional. It's called Women's Status Week, right? And Women's Status Week is basically all over the world, parliamentarians, CSOs, NGOs all over the world. They all gather at the United Nations in New York to discuss about the status of women in different spaces in their society, right? So which is why she was able to be there, and she's not the only one that's there. There are lots of Nigerian female leaders, other leaders that are there who are not necessarily in the political space, but they're in the NGO space. There are workshops, there are smaller events and all sorts of stuff. It's a really very important it's a very important week in International Women's Month every year at the UN. Now, Senator Okafila actually, hello, okay, it's disconnected. We've got this new thing that I need to get used to. Why, do you want to play it? Is that why you're going there? Okay, hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Badamas from Surulere.
Go ahead, Pastor Badamas.
I have an opinion about this.
Go ahead.
Can I continue?
Yes, please share with us. Yes.
Yes. She went to the UN, an arm of the UN, to table her case. It's good for women. That's women's struggle. But the sexual thing about it is what actually baffles me. It has to be, I don't know, if she's been intimidated in the house because she's a woman and she's representing Obi Central and all that, that sexual harassment thing that came in, it's something that I'm really not clear about.
Okay.
Where did that sexual something came in? Is it in that chamber or after the chamber?
Okay, should I answer that question for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when she gave interview, you need to turn your radio off, please, sir. Hello, I think you've cut off. Oh dear, the line has cut off. You can call us back. You can also send me a WhatsApp message on 0809. Anyway, it's coming off my head. It was never there, right? You can also send the WhatsApp message. I think you know the number. Whilst they're getting the numbers for me, like I said to you, I'm incredibly tired today. So, Pastor Badamosi, unfortunately, your line cut off. I don't know if that's you calling back. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
My name is Dan. I'm calling from Lagos.
Go ahead, Dan. I can't hear you properly, Dan. I need you to speak into your... Yes, that's better. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, this is what I'm about to contribute about the issue, because if assuming that she tabled the issue in Nigeria, you're nobody. I like the way she took it to UN. Because she tabled it here in Nigeria, this will be very so. Like, as she took it there, because something in Nigeria here, the way they treat it is not properly. So, sexual harassment and all those things. But I don't support it. So I don't know. I'm not judging anybody because I don't know if it's true or not. But just, as she take it there, so that the investigation can be taken over there. So that's my contribution.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So, hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
You have Emmanuel on the line speaking to you from a
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
I believe you are talking about the issue of women and women's in Natasha.
No, well, I'm talking about the fact that Senator Natasha took her case presented her case to the UN, not even took it. She presented her case at the UN during Women's Status Week. And I'm asking, what do you think about it? Do you think she should have gone, or do you think she shouldn't have gone?
Okay, we are not created equally.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have the capacity to absorb pressure,
mm-hmm.
While some don't. If you remember the case of the Chinese company that took Nigeria to court outside the shores of the country,
mm-hmm.
It's perhaps they believe they won't get justice within the country.
Mm.
You know, that is why they took that issue out of the country and ended up embarrassing us. I've thought about it. If this issue happened in Britain, for instance, it happened in England, maybe Switzerland, Australia, and some other countries, you know, that we are claiming we want to be equal to, you know, in terms of how we should be rating humanity in the world. How would they treat this issue? You know, I believe personally that the Senate President should have stepped aside, you know, and Natasha also, you know, for like maybe 2 weeks, 1 month to make a proper investigation. And then if Natasha is found culpable, you know, raising on founded allegations, then she should be dealt with. And if the Senate President, you know, was also found culpable, you know, perhaps bullying her because she's not agreeing to the sexual advancement he's making, she also should be dealt with, you know, accordingly. You know, that it's as if there is bullying, you know, that are setting, you know, and then putting Natasha, you know, at a disadvantageous level. It means that she might be looking at it as if her voice will be silent. She does not have a choice, you know. So then maybe she should scatter everything.
Okay.
So I won't want to blame Natasha. You see, this issue should be taken very seriously. We are in an era of which ladies are sexually harassed in schools, of which lecturers are, there is this allegation of that if they don't play the ball, you know, they won't be given marks, even if they are qualified, if they write good exams and so on. It's happening even in military institutions, with the security agency, institutions. There's this lady, Ruth Okunle, I don't know if I'm getting the name right, raised this same allegation in offices. So this kind of allegation should be treated, you know, with utmost attention. It should be given to it. Not even at that position of Senate. I said it on one platform that the Senate President can be classified as world leader because he's the number 3 man in this country, and he is the highest official when it comes to lawmaking in the country. We can even extend it to the black race, you know, because we always claim we are the giant of Africa
I need you to wrap up, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, wrap up. The lines are ringing.
I won't blame Natasha.
So you think it's okay for her to have taken her case there?
Yes. The 6 was not looking good coming from the Senate.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this break, right? I'm going on a break. We'll be right back.
For every minute that goes by,
something noteworthy is happening.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave his assurance to President Muhammadu Buhari unveiled the Lekki Deep Seaport.
It is only in Nigeria here that you only politicians that does not go for medical screening.
The candidate doesn't need to be as fit.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
This year, we're talking about patronage from many different aspects. It's not just giving artists money. It can be helping an artist have an exhibition, giving them exposure, connecting them to the right gallery, the right representative, the right person, giving them studio space to produce, giving them some training, whether it's business training, legal advice. There are so many ways in which you can be a patron of the arts.
Plus 234 Art Fair 2025 holds from March 27th to 31st at the Pan-African Center, brought to you by Soto Gallery and Echo Bank. Admission is free.
Hi, e tasty, creamy and nourishing. E get vitamins A, D, E, B1, B9, B12 and zinc. Now original Niger yogurt. I beg you, make una throw away salute for fine yogurt. Beg you, go Jollimento with the new fine yogurt drinking yogurt.
Fine yogurt, original Niger yogurt.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. .3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. Let's talk. Oh dear. Hello. I need you to turn off your radio, please. Hello.
Yes, hello.
God, you're in a really noisy place. This is not going to work. Hello?
Sorry.
Hello.
I'm in a school. Yeah. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. It's too much. We can't. This is not going to work. I'm afraid. You are in your environment is really noisy. Hello.
Hello.
Turn off your radio, please. Yes. People. Oh gosh. This is yes. How can I hear you when there's so much going on? Where you are? Hello. 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 Gosh. Okay. Can I just say this, people? Turn off your radio, please. Honestly. Turn off your radio, number one. Number two, make sure you're in a quiet place. Even if you are calling from your car, you can wind up the windows, turn off the radio in your car, and tell everybody to be quiet. You're about to go on the radio. It will not work. This chaos just will not work. We have to cut you off. You can send a WhatsApp to 0809 597 5805. You can. Let's talk. Hello.
Hello, Sishoge.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony.
Go ahead, Anthony. From where?
Okay, yeah, I'm on transit now.
Okay.
Headed to the airport. Okay, your question is that if we support what
Oh, your line is cut off. I'm so sorry. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
What's your name and where you calling from?
Yes.
Please?
Yes, I'm calling from Onireke Ojo local government area.
Your name is?
Lagos State. My name is Alex.
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead, Alex.
Yes. You see this Natasha issue. I think nobody should blame her for sending the matter to that level where she went to.
Why?
The Senate, in the first place, she took a matter there, they refused to listen to the matter. Before you become a good judge, you listen to the two sides of the story. And you cannot be a judge in your own case. The Senate have already concluded, given her suspension, given her punishment, all that. She feels cheated.
Oh, your line
has not been.
Go ahead.
The matter has not been concluded.
Right.
And you have already suspended her. Why don't you listen to the side of the story? Even listen to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. She feels cheated. In Nigeria, judiciary, I've been taking somebody will just make a little petition against you, they'll grab you and take you to Kirikiri without listening to your side of the story. She feels cheated. She feels she has a case. Listen to her, even the dull and the ignorant. Listen to them. They too have their story. 100% support her. 100%. She should take it there. They'll ask for evidence, which I think she has. Yes.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I think she has the evidence. They should listen to her.
Anyway, yes, I hear what you're saying. Thank you very much. The line seems to be playing up. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Fisher.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Okay, yes, Samuel from Ladipo.
Go ahead, please.
To me, I could have said not to.
Why?
Yes, and yes, for her to have gone there.
Why?
Because the point is that, fine, like the last caller said, she felt cheated. She felt her rights being taken away from her or through that. And definitely, in as much as her voice could not be heard right there, she definitely went to where she believed that. But in order of it, what we're actually looking for is the results, right? But as far as our system here of operation is concerned, I doubt if what she wanted. Number one, if I may preempt the way the judgment should go, maybe, Senator Akpabio to be suspended, and also probably maybe relief of his appointment as the president of the Senate, and whatever thing goes for Natasha too will be meted. So I believe maybe those are the kind of things that she wanted. But the point is this.
Can I just stop you for a second? Can I just interrupt you for a second? You just did something.
You want to ask me?
Yeah, just something just before we move on. Just before you move on, and I'll let you finish.
Okay.
You just did something. Part of why women like me, advocates like us, are campaigning. You said Senator Akpabio, but when it came to her, you called her Natasha. Do you see? That's how socialization works.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry about that.
No, my brother. No. I'm not telling you off.
Okay,
I'm just I'm just trying to let you know how these things happen. Do you understand? Today, on Arise, somebody kept referring to her as Mrs. Natasha Akpoti instead of Senator Natasha Akpoti. Do you see how when we say socialization, that's what happens. How a woman is reduced in that status and a man is raised to that status. Go ahead.
Okay, I get you. Yes. Sorry for that.
No, you didn't.
Senator
Don't
Natasha.
worry. I just needed to tell you. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I haven't said that because where the Senate, you understand, where they're actually lying their action against her by probably maybe suspension given to her. If you look at it, it is not really about sexual harassment or intimidation that she was. Placing.
I need you to wrap up. Yeah. I need you to wrap up.
Okay. So, but every organization, even where you are, every organization, they have their professional rules. Okay, parliamentary also is a profession, so to say, and they have rules.
It is, yes.
Right there as you are seated, they have rules.
Yes.
So what they are saying, levied against her that warranted her primary suspension or whatever punishment method to her, was because she violated the rules. And now, the question we now ask further is that what are those rules?
I need you to wrap up.
So the question we ask is, what are those rules? Case of harassment, sexual harassment is different from violation of parliamentary rules.
Okay, so are you saying she should have gone or she shouldn't have? We went all the way there and we don't know what he thinks. Hello? I need you all to be doing this in 1 minute, please. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man.
What's your name and where you calling from, please?
Okay, my name is Okem. I'm calling from VI.
Okay, go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Okay, in the case of Senator Natasha,
should she have gone to the UN or not? If not, why? If so, why?
Please come again. I didn't get
the question is, should Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan have gone to the UN to table a matter, or should she not have gone? If you agree or disagree, why?
Yeah, I totally agreed with her movement, with what she did. Okay, she's right. Because, I'm seeing this whole thing as part of propaganda, or they are ganging up against that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because if this thing was all about violating the law of the Senate House, I have a video clip where Senator Akpabio did the same thing when he wasn't the Senate president, when he was challenging and harassing the Senate president, but he wasn't suspended. I have the video which I can send it to you on WhatsApp or anywhere.
We've seen
thing.
We've seen it. I know the story.
Yes. Then why wasn't he suspended? Now, with his action of suspending this woman, it's not looking as if what this woman is saying is true, and we need to look into it.
Okay, I must correct you. It was the ethics committee that actually gave a report and recommended her suspension. It wasn't Senate President Godswill Akpabio. I just need to put that out there. But I hear you.
Yeah, Ma.
Yes.
See, we all are Nigerians. We know what is going on in politics.
Yeah.
They only took that decision to please their Senate president because they know where he stands and they will know what they are. And anybody who doesn't support that ruling know what he stands to lose.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Good afternoon. This is you.
Good afternoon, merchantman. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. I love your voice this afternoon.
I'm so tired. You can see that I lack energy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just go succinctly to your question. She should have gone to reporting the case to where she has done. I'm in support of that. You know why? In as much as we've been running a system that doesn't work, we can never get justice here. That is why you see the likes of similar aggrieved people who take their cases to ICC or ICJ, whichever it sounds. The reason is because you cannot adjudicate on your own case. You can never be the judge of your own case. Tabling the matter at the Senate House, just like the last caller, you were arguing it out with him. Anybody who had presided over that issue had done it in order to please Akpabio. You know, they will send prayers to them at the end of the whole game. So, in as much as prayer will be sent to their email or their inbox, they say he who pays the piper dictates the tone. So they must always play to the whims and caprices of the man who decide over or who preside over what they do. So Natasha Kroon have gotten justice. But my fear is if she can even get the justice we are talking about, because most of these international organizations are also compromised. It depends on who funds their embers. So if she can get the justice she's looking for at the United Nations organ, I wish she gets it and I support her. God bless you
very much. Okay. Thank you. Right, let me read your message. You can send me a message on 0809 5975805. I have a couple of messages here. Our own Cecilia, I greet you. Please, if there's hellfire, if there's hellfire close to the UN, I'm in support. She should as well go there and report the case as far as they will give me a listening ears. Thanks, Kanu from Arochukwu. Hello, Kanu from Arochukwu. I have been to Arochukwu before, yes. It was in Imo State. Yes, I went there for my girlfriend's grandmother's funeral. Yes, I can proudly say I have visited your village. Right, so what do we have here? Good afternoon, Cecilia. This is Elisha. Elisha says, before Natasha could escalate the matter to IPU, it would mean that she has tangible evidence to back up her allegations, should there be need for that. In fact, it was when she took up the matter to the IPU that I believed her allegations the more, because she wouldn't have gone that far if she was just making the story up. Thank you very much, Elisha. What do I have here? I have, good afternoon, Cecilia. My name is Mauton from Ikoyi. I'm glad Natasha was at the IPU. If you want to fight the number 3 man of the most populous black nation on earth, you must be very smart and strategic. This is everyone's business. I'm sad that many people, especially men, are against Natasha because they don't like her. I'm scared for Nigerian women because we will still have a lot of chauvinists and misogynists in our society. They occupy high positions and make the rules for us. Why is it hard for many people to give Natasha a fair chance of hearing? Thank you very much. That's an excellent question. I'm still shocked that Senator Akpabio is still sitting on that seat, despite the sexual harassment allegations against him. In a working country, Akpabio will be suspended from that seat until a proper investigation is carried out concerning the allegation. And if it turns out that Senator Natasha is lying about the whole thing, then she should be punished too. This is Malcolm X Idris from Festac, Lagos. Thank you, Malcolm. Let's talk. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Rapuchukwu is my name.
Go ahead, Rapuchukwu.
Well, Natasha going to UN, yes, I support her. You know, in as much as the lawmakers, the senators here, they didn't give her a fair hearing. So he went there so that let the UN, let's see how it goes, because it's a case everyone is interested, you know. All women should come out and support her in as much as we are against rape and sexual harassment, the crime.
We did come out. Thank you. We did come out.
All right.
We came out very well. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rapuchukwu. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. Oh, I really need you.
You
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. Yes, you can. Please turn.
But Amosi is back. You're trying to explain something to me.
Yes, you asked me a question. You were asking about the sexual harassment and where it came
How
in.
did that come about?
Yes, right. So, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was on Arise TV to talk about the altercation that had happened about the seating arrangements between herself and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Whilst she came with all sorts of evidence about the work she's doing, etc., when she went as chair of the local content committee, etc. One of the journalists or one of the hosts of the show, if I remember rightly, I think it might have been Rufai, I said to her, but what is it between you and the Senate president? Because obviously there had been altercations before where he had to apologize to her last year. And that's when she said, okay, this is what has happened. The first thing she said was the first time was in December. I don't think it was December last year, I'm not sure, but I believe she said the first time it was December. She said, we are birthday mates. We all went to his house. When we mean her and her husband. And that was the first time allegedly, the first sexual harassment issue happened.
What is the harassment about? What did he do? What did the senator, Senator Fabio, what did he do?
Well,
to result into sexual harassment?
It was said, it is what was said, and I don't want to misquote her because I don't have the exact quote, but if I may paraphrase, I think she said, he said something to her like, now that you are a senator, I will be able to look after you, or something, if you look after me, something to that effect. Wait, you are asking me a question, sir. That was the first one, and I paraphrased there. The second time she said was in February. Okay. And she said she had been trying to table a motion, and she kept putting her hands up 4, 5, 6 times, and he would never call her. So she said she went to his office, okay, to go and talk to him about it, and then that's when the second sexual harassment alleged.
Allegedly.
Pardon?
What did the Senator Akpabio say in that office to her?
In the office, I think it was something about, I can't remember. I'm going to check it. I can't remember the words in that one or what she said in that one. But to answer your question, those are the two. Those are the two occasions that she alleged it happened. Senator Natasha did get into office at I think she came in because she came in 6 months after everybody else, because she had to the court had to affirm her election victory. So I think she went in November, right? So perhaps that's the December she was talking about. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I need to move on, sir. Yeah, go ahead, sir, very quickly.
As far as I'm concerned, I think those allegations, to me, it's kind of flimsy. It's kind of not really having any strong. I don't think she can really prove anything about it.
Well, it's a good point that you make. You can't prove. Hold on, let me help. Sexual harassment.
Yes.
It's real. It's injurious. It's damaging. It can be emotionally debilitating, but it is also legally. Notice I said legally. It is legally harder to prove than rape, because with rape, you have evidence. With sexual harassment, it's a he said, she said. 99.9% of the time, people do not have evidence unless it is written via text message, an email, or even in voice notes. Do you understand?
My question is, why is she pushing something she cannot prove?
But you don't know whether she can prove it. I'm not saying she doesn't have evidence. We don't know. No, sir. What I'm saying to you is, it is hard to prove, because when it does happen, even Mrs. Oboli, when we talked about it on this show, others that called in, women would tell you, it doesn't happen once, it happens 2, 3 times. You don't have evidence, because by the nature that it is random. Imagine I come to see you and I'm talking to you, you're my boss or my colleague, and you slap my bum. That's sexual harassment. I will not have evidence, because how do I get the evidence? Do I tell you, pose, let me take a selfie? So I don't know what she has. We don't know what she has. But what I'm saying to you, sir, is it is near on hard to prove. Yes. Yes. Your line is gone.
You believe it's true?
Do I believe her?
Yes, you believe her?
Well, in my training, that's a good question to put to me. In my training, as an advocate in this space, we are taught to believe survivors. Believing somebody doesn't mean you've judged the other side as guilty. What happens when you believe is that it then provides the opportunity for a proper, independent, and fair investigation to happen. Hold on, sir. You asked me a question. Do I believe her? Yes. Why do I believe her? It has happened to me. It has happened to me more than once. It has happened to most women. I have messages on my phone. I have DMs from women, right? It has happened. None of us can prove it. So just because it can't be proven doesn't mean it didn't happen. I need to move on, sir. Well, your line is cut off. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Cecile. This is Kenny. How are you?
Hi, Kenny. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I would like to compliment you, first of all. You're a woman of steel character. For you to hold your cool under this thing and the way people respond, just by the side.
Thank you. It's my job.
I'm telling you. I want to say something, though.
Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, I'll be right quick. I think I should follow any gentleman. I'm going to be very, very considerate. Any gentleman that supports Akpabio, eyes of curiosity should follow them. Do they do the same kind of stuff? That's number one. I say that Senator Natasha did the right thing. As a matter of fact, I spoke on Joyce's whatever. I advocated that she should, put all her information in the social media, and then he'll wake up to a rude shock and start scampering all around. I think she did the right thing because she needs to be as loud as possible so that this is not swept under the carpet. There's so many women suffer from it. Your example, for instance. And these men are very private and sleek in doing these things, And then it makes people beg the question, for how long have they been doing this and getting away with it? Natasha, go girl. You have my support.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kenny.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Can we still answer more calls? Yes, go ahead. Hello.
Hello, Sister.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Oboli. Very quickly.
Yes, ma'am. So thank God we are still on this case. I want to thank you and the entire group that marched out regarding this case. I'm proud of every one of you.
Thank you for your Twitter message on Twitter. I saw that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you to Manifesto, to every
Purple Women Foundation.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sister Yogi. God bless you, ma'am.
God bless you too.
So, when I keep hearing evidence, prove this, like you said, sexual harassment is quite difficult to prove. Sister Yogi, you're talking to somebody now, a man, and then the man holds your hand, and this thing they do with their second hand.
Yes.
Sister Yogi now. Video.
We know.
Spontaneously.
It's so spontaneous. So spontaneous.
To video this thing. See, I can talk on and on and on. But people will be like, ow. But it's the truth.
It is.
It's not easy you prove sexual harassment. I be the one they will give you a wink or use their leg to touch you. Evidence.
Of course now.
You are seated at a table, face to face, adjacent, and are using their legs.
And it's giving you that look.
And then you tell me to come and prove. I have told you, and I will continue to say it on this table, that many who have tried as much as possible to prove sexual harassment were laid in the end, all because they wanted evidence.
Yes,
please,
indeed.
Let's focus on the focus. Let's focus on the big picture.
Thank you very much.
If she was given an unequivocal terms to say, okay, come to the table, let's lay this bare, bring your cause, state your cause, let's all daru kawatusha.
Exactly.
No,
thank
she
you.
was shushed up and stifled into silence. And you tell me because she has no evidence. For every man that is asking for evidence and women, I just look at you and I say, I pity for you, your wives, your sisters, your mothers, and your generations that are born. Because if this thing has happened to you, you will know what we are talking about.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Mrs.
much,
Oboli.
ma'am.
Thank you.
I love the work you do.
Thank you.
We'll keep striving.
Thank
we
you.
will never back down.
Thank you.
Lots of love, ma'am.
But all the best. Let me read out this message before we go on break. A woman is harassed, and this is what we get. The problem is the women who are supposed to speak up will toe the line of these male egotistic fools. I know what I have gone through in the hands of men when I had my 9-to-5 job and we were contractors for the government. Worst incident was the MD of NSITF who literally brought out his X and asked me to rub it in his office. I got up and left. Or is it a job I had in my early 20s where my boss was chasing me around the office because he wanted to kiss me? Of course, I quit the job instantly. It's enough of women keeping quiet. I don't care whether it is concerning seat or not. The way women are treated in these environments is bad. Enough is enough. And as for that, the SP, I am from Akwa Ibom. We know him. He can't keep his in his pants. Fools, the lot of them. I am quite disappointed in the responses that you're getting. They look them. I stand fully with Natasha. Not because we are sisters. What is wrong is wrong. Bam. We're going on a quick break. We'll be right back.
.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The details.
The stories.
With the updates.
Your number one station for talk brings it all.
Nigerian politics is more strategic. Even look at the presidential level, you see almost the same thing almost playing out. It's a game of
more news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, this dollar wahala now wow. Everything just dey expensive. Na true, but make we look am well, my brother. See, your shoe na from Italy, your shirt na from Turkey, your phone na from China, your car na from Japan. In fact, everything wey dey your body so na import to the import am. Abeg, how that one take consign dollar? If price of dollar go come down, e get many things wey we suppose do. Like wetin? Number one, we suppose dey export pass how we dey import. Number two, we suppose dey buy more made in Nigeria products. Number three, make we support local business. And number four, if you wan send dollar and other foreign currency enter Nigeria, make we dey use international money transfer agents. What you dey talk dey make sense o. Oh, country people, make we join hand reduce the pressure on our naira, grow our export market and increase forex inflow. Na our hand e dey o. This message na from Bankers Committee.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Grand Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more. Register now and take your stand. Your time to shine is now at hand.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.fm.
And Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hey Lagos, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Lagos, if you love all things football, then this particular gist is for you, okay? So for 3 great seasons, they've done this, and now they're bringing season 4 to your front. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about the Fan Battle 4, with Femi and the gang here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. They're doing this in partnership with Sports Salon, raising the game with honor and a shot at fame. So if you know how to talk football, then this one is for you, okay? 32 fans are set to contest for glory and write for themselves a wonderful story. There's a 1 million naira prize attached to that top category, and it can be yours. All you have to do is go now and register, because registration is ongoing at www.nigeriainfo.fm. Okay, that's the website, www.nigeriainfo.fm. You can click on the fan battle banner on the homepage. Go ahead to fill the mini form, and don't forget to drop a video that's not more than 60 seconds. Okay, and in that video you're speaking on any football topic of your choice. Then click on submit. It's the fan battle 4, and they're saying let the games begin.
With information comes power.
We give you more power with information.
99.3 Nigeria. Round the clock will bring the news,
Sports,
events,
talk, and even more talk.
My word is
crisis averted in aviation sector.
The conversation, your views and suggestions.
We talk on Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info, your number one for news. Always spot on, fresh and direct on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 2 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, here's what's happening around the country at this time, but in summary, Ifeoluwa Olaiya and Esther Joseph have emerged as finalists in the second regional finals of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Season 8 debate tournament, while Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has again written to the State Assembly proposing the 19th of March as the new date to present the state's budget. Meanwhile, Action Aid Nigeria warns that the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State is hurting citizens, raising concerns about salary delays and stalled government projects. President Bola Tinubu says his administration is taking tough economic steps now to secure a better future for young Nigerians. The federal government says President Tinubu is leading Nigeria with the fear of God and a strong sense of history. And after months of negotiations and a 3-day public hearing, the House of Representatives has approved the much debated tax reform bills, while a bill allowing Nigerians on essential duties to vote early has passed its second reading. Zamfara State has partnered with a group of Chinese firms to introduce advanced technology and attract investments, and hopes for a U.S. brokered ceasefire in Ukraine remain uncertain after President Putin outlined tough conditions for Moscow to consider a truce. The Super Eagles winger Moses Simon may miss Nigeria's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe due to injury. And that's the summary at this time. You are listening to Danfo Conversations with Ireti Bakare-Yusuf on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
.3 Nigeria Info. Lagos, if you are looking for the right path to study, live or work abroad without losing your funds to unscrupulous travel agents, then this one is for you, okay? Or you're looking for funds to just finance your overseas plan and you don't want to get into the wrong hands. Trust me, I understand what that can be like, okay? Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Reserve your seat for the premium Jackpot seminar with Uzo Ododoba of Wazobia FM. Here, you gain valuable insight, travel loans, learn proven strategies, get insider tips, network with industry leaders, have one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and take the next step into achieving your own traveling goals. And where is this going down? Well, date is Saturday, 22nd of March, 2025. That's how it's going down. And time is 12 noon prompt. You have to be punctual. I mean, you don't want to miss all the dates that will be dropped that day. Okay, venue is ITF Building, 5th floor, Funshaw Williams Avenue, Ipori, Costain, Lagos. Okay, that's when that will be happening. And access fee is 20,000 naira. And it admits just one person. No, it's not for two people. 20,000 naira is access fee, admitting just one person. For seat reservations and further inquiries, please contact the number 0802 383 1303, 0802 383 1303, or 0802 377 0699, 0802 377 0699. Hurry up and secure your spots because seats are filling up fast though. This event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigeria Info. Note that they do not give visa here.
Talk that matters to you. When you marry, you don't cheat.
The most common drug that damages the liver is paracetamol, what we call acetaminophen. People think that paracetamol is just paracetamol. I can take paracetamol. No.
Do you know I've been monitoring elections since 1999? Rigging of elections takes place not at the polling unit, but at the collation center.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. Right, I have messages here. Oh God, the energy. I'm trying to find it today. Senator Natasha is right to go to the UN and any other place available to her. If not, the intimidation tactics of the conspirators who have held Nigerians hostage will succeed. Whether the so-called senators like it or not, their smelling characters is being exposed to the wider world. And this will also fortify the stamina and the spirit of not only the female folks, but all the oppressed people to fight for their rights. That's Steve Ofere in Janiki. Steve, you're so right. It is about everybody. Good afternoon, Sisi. Thank you. Good job, ma. On Senator Natasha's case, I support her view by taking the case to international body. The ethics committee in the Red Chamber will always be biased in their report. They failed to talk about main issues, sexual harassment. They prefer to suspend her for 6 months. That is the most annoying part of it. We need an independent committee to sit on this issue. And for Senate President, Senator Natasha is not dragging Nigeria to the world, but only reporting Senator Akpabio to the UN. That's Yomi from Muriokonla. Thank you, Yomi. Good afternoon, Cecilia. The Nigerian Senate is now a mockery of a Senate chamber. What does Akpabio need a vote of confidence for? The world is laughing as we bathe in mud. What a set of leaders, shamelessly, to say the least. It's unfortunate that we have Godswill Akpabio as Senate President because controversies over him are quite unending. That's Chike from Akute. Thank you, Chike. What do I have here? Good afternoon. Cecilia, there's nothing wrong in Senator Natasha taking a case to the IPU in view of the fact that the Red Chamber suspended her in disobedience to a court ruling against such a suspension. However, my concern is her safety. A few days ago, President Ahmed Tinubu pledged his support for Senator Akpabio on the issue between him and Senator Natasha. For anyone who's conversant with Nigerian politicians at the corridors of power as to what they can do to protect their integrity, will definitely advise Senator Natasha to watch her back. That's Adeyelu Funshaw from Baruwa Ikpaja. Good afternoon, Cecilia. I support her. Let her report to the body that doesn't support injustice towards women. It's just too much in their country. If this matter was well handled here, it would have gone out. It would have gone out. Some say she disgraced Nigeria. The manner Senate handled this matter is it not a disgrace to this great nation? Women's rights are human rights. That's Benita Enije. Thank you, Benita. Men always harass women in big organizations like that. If they do not accept them, they will be looking for a way to sack the lady. To all women should fight for Natasha. Good morning, my lord. Who is my lord? I am not my lord. Kindly do not, please. I don't know what you're writing about. I'm literally lost here. Right, where am I? Sisogi, I salute your courage on this matter. I am a little worried not having heard anyone talk about the court judgment that has illegitimized any legislative house suspending a fellow member. Very true. I hope her counsel has these judgment authorities to push their case. Do you also observe that it was Akpabio who wanted her suspended when put to vote? The nays were far more than he said that the eyes have it from Chima in Okota. Yes, indeed. I have heard that said, actually. I think it was, what was that senator, a former senator, or a former serving senator? I've forgotten his name now. I think I heard him say it in an interview, and I realized that we all heard it. The nays had it more than the eyes, but he said the eyes have it. I don't know. I can't, I can't, honestly, I can't say, but my head, I didn't listen. I would have to watch it again, but I have heard what you said, Chima. Somebody else did say that, on Arise during an interview. So yes, I hear you, my love. Purported case of sexual harassment can never justify disobedience to Senate rules. Each case must be treated and sanctioned separately. However, it is never the business and statutory function of the Senate to investigate or sanction a private case of sexual harassment which occurred outside the Senate chamber. Let Natasha approach the police and the court. Doing, you're wrong. One of them did happen in the Senate chambers, according to her. She alleged it happened in his office at the Red Chamber, right? Good afternoon, Nigeria Info. Governance is not about propaganda. Nigerians need to survive now before they can hope for a future. That's Chima Suruleri. Sisoge, don't expect every man to support Senator Natasha because some of us men are not full men. Some are meh, like he goes. Looking for useless evidence. Don't mind them because Amadi Oha or Ibn Ukbabi will answer all of them. I and my family are in full support of Natasha. Thank you. That's Kanu from Arachuku. Thank you, Kanu. Good afternoon, Ms. Ireti. The moral constitution of many Nigerians is very fragile. Unfortunately, we have many of these people in leadership positions. Some people made excuses for Senator Akpabio that he jokes a lot and may not have meant it. Really? Even the Senator Itagiwa held position in a recent interview. She even blamed Natasha instead. We are very interesting people. That's from Serken. You're right about that, Serken. The most interesting, a nation full of very interesting people. Good afternoon. My Senator Natasha is absolutely on track by going to the IPU as she has been oppressed by the people of low ethical standard. This evil by some men in power should be curtailed, and it has to begin from somewhere. That's Emmanuel from Akeson. Okay, now I can come to your calls. Let's talk. You have 1 minute each before I round up. Hello. Hello,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My exceptionalist journalist. I'm Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Go ahead, Sunday.
I think that was a few days ago. I was listening to a voice, and let me say you are one of the wonderful advocates to that senator, and I love your courage.
Okay, thank you.
For that. And my contribution is that, you see, as Nigerians, we all know the root of our problems right from the beginning. Sisiogi, let me tell you, if it is in America, such things happens. As more democratically, I think matters like this can be moved forward and they'll look into it. But unfortunately, we back in Africa, we have a lot of some critical system that is just too bad for our system, and it's even killing the citizens. So in this sense, I don't think a situation like this can be well treated in Nigeria because of lawlessness. There is lawlessness in our system. And Nigeria, there is two things that drives Nigeria. Once you are a poor man, you have no law. But when you are a rich man, you have law. You can go any length and you get your law solved.
Okay.
So what I was saying, there is no law. In a land where there is law, there is egalitarian system where everybody is looked into as equal. But unfortunately, in our system back here, we are still kind of acting like babies in terms of law. And that is what is killing our system. And the two people we are talking about, these are matured people. They can't lie to themselves. This is what is happening to the other person, and this is what is happening to the other persons. And the person that felt it lodge a complaint. And in a normal country where there is democratical system of government, where laws, rules, and regulations are entertained, I think they should have listened to the both sides, not by listening to one man's voice and kicked off the issue and sent someone on suspension and all that. You see, that crinkled us to the system that we are talking about. And that is the reason why the poor people, even the rich within themselves, cannot get justice, even when there is a greater man ahead of you in terms of position. So those things are the things that is killing us. The system is not working. So, and I will urge my senator, I think she's from my state too, Kogi State.
Yes.
I will urge her that she should just wait for the UN that he gave his complaint to, so that if they can look into it and draw in Nigerian, the government of this country, if you draw them into this case, it will resolve our issue peacefully and it will be a deterrent to others.
Thank you very much.
If this issue is being pushed away,
oh dear, the line cut off. So let me round up. There are, it's like I said, lines have become blurred, and here are the lines. What is, it's also in the public, and to just help remind everybody. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the first time it happened, I think, was 2-3 Thursdays ago at the Senate chamber. The first issue was to do with her seating. She arrived at the Senate, at the chamber, to find out that her seat, she had been moved from one position to another position, right? So where she was sitting normally was moved to somewhere else, but she had not been informed in advance. She said she was at chambers even the day before, so that would have been the Wednesday, but nobody said anything to her. Only for her to arrive on the Thursday, and it's the sergeant at arms who then says to her, "You've got to sit over there." She didn't. She went to the seat where she normally sat. As the plenary started, the chief whip stood up and raised a point of order about where Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan was seating, right? He's the one that said pretty much she's seating in the wrong place. I've got a question. How did the chief whip know? How did the chief whip know where Senator Natasha Akpoti's new seat is to be? How? How did he know that? That's the first question. But in any event, so the next thing, an argument ensued. She gets up, Senator Natasha gets up, and she said, "Order, please. Point of order, please. Point of order, please. Order 10. Order 10." And I wanted to start this earlier so I could read it to you, but I'll do the best that I can before I get cut off, before we run out of time. Let me read Order 10 to you. Order 10, listen very carefully. This is the order that she invoked. She said, "Point of order, please, Order 10. Order 10 is known as an SOS. Let me read Order 10 to you. Order 10. Any senator it comes under privileges. And Order 10 says, any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he or she, but you know, all our things all says he shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring that a contempt or breach of privilege has been committed, or referring the matter to the Committee on Ethics and Privileges. But if the matter is raised in the Committee of the whole Senate, the chairman shall leave the chair to report progress. Yeah. So that's why it's known as an SOS, because basically it says you can actually raise a point of privilege, and that's what Order 10 is. And if you go back to that first video, she was saying Order 10 up to 10, and she was trying to read it out. They turned off her mic. Senator Akpabio spoke over her, and that was when the exchange happened, and she turned around and she said to him before she left chamber that day on that seat, she said, and I quote, "I am not afraid of you." That for me was the first thing. This was way before the sexual harassment thing. I remember thinking to myself, that's a curious statement. What did she mean by "I am not afraid of you"? There must be a lot going on. I just presumed, because it must be to do with bullying also, because she did say, "I am not afraid of you." Then 3 days later, the following week, the Friday, she then came to Arise. She did an interview on Arise. She talked about the what happened, and then she was asked that question. That was when she was asked the question about what's going on, what's the rift between you and the Senate president, and that's when she spoke about the sexual harassment. Now, in between all of that, when the altercation happened, this is the first court case that's in court. When the altercation happened, a post was put on Facebook about it was written by one of the aides to Senator Akpabio, where he wrote something to the effect of, all she cares about is pancake and coming to the Senate in see-through clothes. Senator Natasha Akpoti instituted a lawsuit for slander, I believe it is, or defamation, whatever it was, for that. So that's outside of the Senate. So that one is outside of the Senate, right? So what is inside the Senate is first issue about the seating, the second one about the sexual harassment, before she then returned to come and present her petition, okay, which would have been the Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. She actually went to court, which one of our listeners had written about. She went to court to get a judgment order to stop them from being able to deliberate, right? But they were actually presented with that order, but they disobeyed it. Senator Natasha then came to court, and she came to chambers. She presented it the first time, her petition about the sexual harassment, the first time. There were errors. She did not follow the correct process, so they could not accept it. She left and came back the next day, the following day, to come and represent it. What was the problem, by the way, the first time? She had signed it, and you can't sign your own petition, apparently. Okay? Lots of learnings for all of us as well as ordinary citizens. So she came back the next day, having had it signed by a member of the public. I don't know whether it was a lawyer or an NGO or whatever. Anyway, then she presented it. Having presented it, they then suspended her for 6 months. So do you see where things got blurred? Because ideally, like somebody rightfully sent a message, both issues should have been dealt with independently. That's number one. Number two, even if you are going to suspend her, The Senate rule book only gives them permission to suspend her, the order to suspend her for 14 days, not for 6 months. That's number one. Number two, Saraki Undume, which I think I've mentioned before. Omar Agege, go and look at the cases. The court had already ruled that you cannot suspend a senator for 6 months because by effect you are denying her constituency their right to representation at the parliament. It is against our constitution. You can't do that. So therefore, those are the cases at hand. Now, what do we expect from the UN? I can tell you for now, the UN can't do anything, but it is good that she went there. The UN at best will say this is an internal issue. They will advise both parties. I'm going now. I'm going to see if I can rest my voice more because I have borderlines at 4 o'clock. And it is the wonderful, amazing, incredible Nura Eckert, Professor Nura Eckert, who will be my guest. We have been trying to get her for a long time. It's going to be amazing. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.